What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be covering on how to install your fog lights. And before I begin the guide, I'd like to talk about some of the trials that I went through on figuring out how to do these properly. As some of you may already know, the American market FRS doesn't come equipped with fog lights from the factory, and the only way we can get fog lights is by ordering from aftermarket suppliers. And I've ordered these from FD86 Speed Factory. They are the Winjet yellow fog lights. Now, um, I've got them for a little over $100. It was the Thanksgiving sale. Now I've ordered these a couple weeks back, but I've only finished the install a couple days ago. And the reason why it took so long was because there aren't any instructions on how to wire the damn things. So this entire time I've been trying to figure out on how to wire these properly, and I've searched far and wide on the forums and on YouTube on how to do these properly, but many of the information that I got was very vague, or if not just plain out wrong. So I took the liberty to really get a good permanent solution, and with the help of a friend of mine, we were able to find out how to do it properly. So this video will be one of my long videos, only because I have to describe and discuss on how to do the wiring and how to set up the wiring properly. And I'm also going to divide the video in two halves. First half, I'm just going to show you guys how to do install your fog light itself, and then after, I'm gonna show you guys how to properly wire it. So without further ado, let's get into it, guys. So the first half of the install is the wiring, and this is foremost the hardest part, obviously. And if you have the same fog lights as I do, the Winjet fog lights, mine are yellow, yours might be clear, it doesn't matter, I think they're all the same. But what you're gonna find is you're gonna find two sets of wire, one red and then one black, with two connectors and a red wire and a relay, and they're all found here in my car. I already got them installed. But what you're gonna want to do is basically just do as I instruct you to, and when you first wire it, you're gonna want to connect. You're gonna want to loosen this 10mm bolt, and then you're gonna want to insert the positive into the positive of your battery terminal, and then you're gonna want to secure the relay. Oh, by the way, this does fold, so don't worry, you can fold it and then put back on your cover. And then you're gonna want to secure the relay somewhere, and for demonstrative purposes, I've put it here so you guys can see it, but you guys can put it anywhere you want. And I don't know what this is called, but you can leave this alone. And then the black wire goes here, and then you're gonna want to drop the entire wire down here. And there's gonna be actually one short for the passenger side fog light, and then there's gonna be a long one with a negative, and you're gonna want to feed that, all of them down there. And then obviously you're not gonna have this on, you're gonna want to take off your stock bezel, and then you're gonna catch the wire behind this entire piece. Now on the second half, I'll show you guys how to remove this and install the fog light, but this is very easy. All you have to do is just pull, and then it'll come right off. But assuming that you drop the wire and you've caught it there, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to come over to the grill of the car. Now here's the thing, guys, my grill has been like this for like a year now. Since it's a really weird phenomenon that all FRS owners have been getting, I think. I mean, so far all the people I have met anyway, the grill just like sort of comes off loose, like on its own. Now I haven't damaged the bumper, I mean I haven't damaged the grill anyway, and for some weird reason it never like stays on. And for us, well for me anyway, luckily I use that to my advantage. And what you can do is you can actually just push the grill out of the way, and then put your hand in there, and then grab the black wire, and then you're gonna feed it right here behind the grill and alongside the radiator. And then boom, 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 you're gonna keep going. And I know this is like a really awkward position. It's really like hard to record from here, but basically you're gonna reach underneath and you can actually see the black wire. I mean, I can feel it. It's right here. You see? And you're gonna want to feed it onto this side of the fog light. Now, once that's done, once you've fed it through here, you're gonna want to pick it up from this side, and you're gonna have a negative, and then you're gonna have the connector that goes into the fog light, the male and female. I mean the female, or I don't know, something like that. Whatever the connector is called. Now, once you've caught that, you're gonna want to leave the negative there, and you're gonna want to catch the black wire, and you're gonna want to feed it right through here. I don't know if you guys can see this properly. God damn it. See right there, you see the black wire? You're gonna want to feed that up through your wheel arch, and then through where the suspension and shock is. You're gonna want to pick it up from right there. Right there, there's an opening. And like I said, for demonstrative purposes, I've wired it up like this so that I can show you guys how to do it properly. Now, after you've watched the guide, you guys can do whatever you want and wire it properly and secure it, tighten it, and do whatever. But for now, this is how mine is. So just follow the instruction. And once you've come to the firewall, what you're gonna find is instead of this, what you'll find is like a long tube, a tube rubber that's hollow, and it almost looks like a penis. No pun intended. But basically what that is an access port through the firewall, and the engineers have made the car this way, so because they knew that people were gonna want to feed wires and whatnot through the firewall, and all you have to do is just get a knife and then cut it. And I already cut my rubber here so you can see, and the wire goes in through the firewall, and that's how you get access into the firewall. And that's it for under the hood. Now comes the hard part, and the hard part is all here. The most complicated stuff is all here. Now, before we touch up on the wires here, mine came with a switch. Now, if you have the Winjet Fog Light, you'll also have a switch like mine. And to install the switch, it's a very simple process. You're gonna want to take this out and take this piece out as well. And to take this out, you're gonna want to insert your finger. There's like a hole right here. You can just pull on it, and then it comes right off. Go ahead and unscrew this Phillip head, and then this piece will come off. Once this piece comes off, you're gonna want to take out the plastic piece that's here, that you'll find that lies here. There's a pin. You can either use your finger. If not, if it's too hard, you can use like a flat head. Push down and then push from the outside like so, and then it'll drop from the back. And then once it falls, just go ahead and insert your switch in here. If you have the Winjet switch, it will look like this. It'll look like an OEM switch. Now, if you have if you're using like another kit and has another switch, like I've seen a video where one like you can put one under here and stuff. If you have the same thing, if you have another switch, I'm sure the wiring and everything is all the same. Just put your switch on, and then once that's done, put the piece back on, put it back on the screw, and then when you can just insert the piece back. You can just line the plastic clips, and then boom, there you go, it's in. Okay, so once all that's done, what you're gonna find is this long wire, which is the switch wire. And from the switch wire, you'll find a negative. You'll also find this yellow wire, which connects through the wire that comes through the firewall, and you'll have a power wire, which is the red one. Now, the negative, as you can see, I've bolted the negative with this bolt right here. And then, oh, by the way, there used to be a plastic piece here, and then to get this plastic piece off, you can just lift it from like here, and then it'll come off. But anyway, so back to the wiring. So as you see here, guys, there is that wire that's coming from the firewall, which is up there, and that wire ends right as it comes through the firewall, and you're gonna want to connect that with the yellow wire coming from the switch. And I forgot what the connector is called, but you just push, clip them together and it's done. And then once that's done, you'll be left with the only wire, and that's the red one. And this is where all the magic happens, guys. You guys are gonna want to thank me and my friend for finding this. Well, my friend for finding this out. So please give a thumbs up for this, guys. I mean, this is the best solution that you'll find so far, I promise you. Now, to get to wire that red wire, you're gonna want to get an access to I believe this is the fuse. You're gonna want to gain access. Now you can gain access to this fuse right here, fuse number 15, the blue one. Take that out using your fingers. I cannot show you guys right now because I'm in a really awkward position and the camera's in a really awkward position, but basically take out that 15 fuse, and as you see here, my buddy, my good friend, he clipped the wire, and then he overlaid the copper wires over the fuse, and he inserted it into the fuse. Now that is how the switch is getting its power. Now that 15 fuse has 12.4 volts running through there, so you're good. That fog light is good. Once that's done, just go ahead and cover your fuse. I'll do it later, but you guys go ahead and cover yours, and then everything is complete in this part. Now all you have to do from here on out is connect your fog lights, and we're good to go. So let's get into hooking up our fog lights, and then we'll test it out.